The first strategy I need you to know is the spacing effect. The spacing effect allows you to spend less time overall memorizing something if you spread out your study as opposed to spending the same amount of time in one single study session. Scientists recommend that you should have an exposure of 5 to 10 times between your first time studying and your final test. That means that if your test is 1 week away, you want to go over the material every 12 to 24 hours. If you want to study for a test in 6 months, go over the material every 20 days. And if you want to remember something in 5 years, your study sessions should be 6 to 12 months apart. Consider the example of having 10 exposures in a row, meaning you want to study 10 hours in one day. You will end up with a very small percentage of what you could actually remember, as opposed to having 10 exposures spread out over 10 days, having 1 hour of studying. You will end up with a lot more information that is retained in your memory. So by spending the same amount of time, 10 hours, studying for a test, you will remember more by using the spacing effect. And what else does that show you? Some courses which promise the same outcome in blocked sessions over, let's say, 8 weeks, as they apparently do over 6 months, can never be as effective. Your memory is much more likely to remember if you spread out your exposures over a longer time. So spacing out your study will not only help you save time, but also serves long-term retention, so you'll remember things better. That works for vocabulary, math, or even playing and learning an instrument. Even better is when your study sessions are followed by immediate power naps, which will help you consolidate your memory. My biggest advantage of the spacing effect is that it gives you feedback. It tells you every time you expose yourself to the subject material how much you forgot, and it gives you the chance to regain that information and that memory. For some reason, we don't learn about spaced repetition in school, something that is very baffling. We usually go over a topic in one single session and then not again, not anymore until the test situation. And by just going over a topic once, you're very unlikely to remember it. Teachers usually expect you to take care of your own memorization. And this is why so many of us develop bad habits such as cramming in late night study sessions. We should break up with cramming and start doing what actually works, spaced repetition. The difficulty of spaced repetition is not the effort we have to put in, but the forward planning. But in the long run, it saves us time because we retain information and spend less time studying. Have a look at my course on time and organization management if you want to know how to schedule and manage all your studies.